Zev Schlesinger, who is
the Z from Z-Man Games.
Exactly, who now is involved with WizKids, not Z-Man anymore.
He decided to go up the alphabetic ladder.
That's right.
But small steps. He's not at Asmodee yet.
You can't make, I like this. That's how you make your way up there. He went into business with two other people, one of whom was Dan Yarrington, who is the president of Myriad Games as well as Game Salute. And these three guys, the other guy was just another guy, don't worry about him. These three guys
Jonathan.
went into business making a game store in Staten Island, New York. And after just 15 months, it closed. And the other two guys are now suing the Game Salute guy for accusing him of fraud. And basically what they say happened is that he mishandled their funds. There were a lot of weird snafus where he tried to register their company under the Myriad Games name rather than their collective new company name, and then that had to be fixed. He didn't communicate with them. He wouldn't release their financial records to them, and apparently closed and took stock of the inventory without ever telling them about it. And
they didn't know their store closed?
Correct. And to this day, they have not received the records. Of course, that's their case against him. You know, there's two sides to every story and the like. But it certainly sounds like a whole big mess in that area, and one that probably not a lot of people even were aware of, because this was just a physical game store. This isn't like some big company thing. Well, I mean, it is.
Well, it's very interesting considering that it's just one store, but it's run by two heads of board game companies.
Yeah, some pretty big players. No pun intended. It is very interesting.
And what's also interesting, you did some more reading up on this. Mm-hmm. And like some of the backstory behind, because Myriad Games actually is a chain, I believe, of game stores.
Yes, correct. And it's this guy who does Game Salute, who publishes games of their own, Alien Frontiers, among others. And we have limited experience with their Kickstarters, but from what I've seen other people saying, there have been some messes also with Game Salute's handling of those Kickstarters, as well as some people have been unhappy with the Myriad Games store locations, some just general shady things, lack of communication, things like that going on.
Why the location? I'm just curious about that. Like
the physical location,
yeah.
things like games being sold at higher prices.
Oh, you mean comparative each one? I thought you meant like, why is there one in this town in Oregon? It should be in Portland. Like,
No. I mean, those locations had problems.
Okay.
I mean, and again, we have not had those experiences. This is all
I don't think
third party.
Either of us have walked into one.
No. But it sounds like certainly some people have had some. It sounds like this isn't too much of a surprise to some people, which is a shame. It is a whole mess. Unfortunately, it won't. It's not going to affect any of us or any consumers because there's no actual. Well, I don't know.
Well, no. Hypothetically, it could.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much this will draw from the case, but because of where his position is, and like you said, the fact he tied it to Myriad Games apparently or something, mm-hmm. This could hit them and therefore hit Game Salute, which, like we said, does publish a lot of games.
That's a good point. And I mean, like win or lose, you got to put a lot of money into a court case and a lot of time. So it could, financially impact.
Well, and the other big
side.
thing is, I mean, depending. This is more what if. What the ruling of the case is and like what actually or more the complaints are about and stuff could actually have an effect on how maybe local game stores are able to run. So, I mean, maybe it could be nothing. Maybe it could make a whole new deal. Maybe everyone who has a game store has to will want to rewrite their partnership deals with any partners they have and stuff. So it's definitely something that, at least maybe not for the general board game player. I mean, I think it's cool to just interested because it's not just board game news.
Right.
But, I mean, if you have any kind of stock or interest in business and stuff, I think this is definitely something to keep an eye out for and see what comes from it.
It's definitely, if nothing else, a bit of a warning sign, or what's the word, a cautionary tale about who you're going into businesses in and making sure that you keep track of what they're doing. And
A canary, would you say?
sure, a canary, I would say. But you can go online. They actually, there's an article on Board Game Geek. We can actually read the official court document sent by them and what their case is against this guy. Parse through all that. It's pretty interesting.
And in other news, Jonathan is suing me, and I am countersuing him.
Yeah, that will be the subject of most of our future podcasts. It's really very interesting stuff.
Yep, and unrelated to Roll for Crit, though.
Yeah, completely unrelated. It's a sandwich.
Yeah, he ate my sandwich.
I did.
And he says I ate his.
Anyway, stay tuned for the worst episode of Law and Order ever.